Do you yourself think addiction is a disease?
So I think that I would be remiss in not answering this question with some historical information. So addiction was not even really looked at in the medical community. In fact, it was two lay people, and this is where AA comes up in the 1930s that looked at alcohol, right? And they looked at alcohol as a problem, and they viewed it as a spiritual sickness. And created a program that I think most people have heard of, Alcoholics Anonymous, right? And they made the 12 steps from a Judeo Christian kind of viewpoint. Some people still find great success using AA, not a clinical treatment. It wasn't until 1956 that the American Medical Association actually accepted alcohol use disorder as a diagnosis. And again, that's just alcohol, right? That's nothing, not talking about anything else. Substance use disorder was not even a discussion until the 1980s, right? And that was when they developed, when physicians that studied addiction, and there were developments in neuroscience that allowed us to see in the late 20th century that there were neurological changes in the brain for people who were exposed to mind and mood altering substances, right? So these were real brain changes. And when people are in active addiction, their pleasure reward center is quite literally hijacked, right? So our basic needs, our basic human drives, right? We have the drive for food, shelter, to procreate, and to stay high, right? If that's where we're at with that. So to answer your question, do I think it's a disease? It fits the biopsychosocial disease model, much like type 2 diabetes, right? However, when we take the bio out of it, the biology out of it, we're left with the psychosocial part. And when we look at psychosocial diseases in general, right, I tend to look at them more as adaptation. And I seldom find a client of mine that did not have one of the following: either adverse childhood experiences, a situation where there was, an abuse situation,